All right, guys, welcome to Take Your Base. I'm your host, Flavo Rihanna, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so we had a great, one of the most phenomenal home run derbies that I've seen in quite some time. All right, obviously, what's it called? All-Star game is today, but this is only gonna be this video is only gonna be spoken about the home run derby. We had 8 contestants. All right, Pete Alonso wanted to put himself into that hat, to defend his crown as home run derby champ. Last home run derby we had was in Cleveland, at the Progressive Field. Obviously no home run derby last year because of the shortened season. So Pete Alonso wanted to defend his crown, and he had contestants like Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani, Matt Olson, Trey Mancini, Salvador Perez. Who else? I believe I'm missing Joey Gallo too. Trevor Story, if I miss his name. But yeah, guys. So it was a very interesting home run derby, because the whole buzz was Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani. The media is buzzing about him. I mean, he has also the Japanese media buzzing about him too, obviously because he came from Japan. And I kind of felt like it was a little bit disrespectful in my eyes, just because, like, as great of a player as Shohei Ohtani is, I mean, there are players like Juan Soto who can rake, Trey Mancini who can rake, Pete Alonso who can rake, and they weren't getting all that limelight. Not even Trevor Story was even getting a lot of the limelight, compared to Shohei Ohtani, which I understand. But Trevor Story is the hometown kid. He plays for the Colorado Rockies as of right now. We don't know as of yet. There are talks about him, most likely getting traded before the trade deadline. So Shohei Ohtani was getting a whole bunch of buzz, and he was put into facing Juan Soto. So immediately I was like, you know what? As great of a hitter as he is, right? And I know this guy doesn't get gassed out by any means necessary. That's a tough player to try to get out in Juan Soto. And Juan Soto, the way his batting stance is, the way that he's able to hit the ball in all different all parts of the field, left, right, center field, left, right. Left center and right center. Juan Soto was going to be a tough out, and sure it was. I mean, Juan Soto immediately started out, just banging out home runs. All right, displaying the power, displaying his strength. Him squatting down, getting into mid-center gravity and just launching home runs, all right? And then him having to go face, him knowing that, let me apply this pressure to Shohei Ohtani. By the way, guys, I love when batters, say that they want to bat first in the home run derby, because of the fact that it applies that pressure. It makes sure whoever's going second, hey, I got to play catch-up. And I can imagine it's not a fun feeling. If you can lay the groundwork, hey, you got to catch up to this number to beat me, I certainly do love it. I think it plays more of a competitive advantage for the person that's batting first as opposed to the person that's batting second. Anyways, getting back to Juan Soto versus Shohei Ohtani. Soto was just showing everything possible. Why that he should have been considered a favorite over Shohei Ohtani. And going into Shohei Ohtani, he comes in and he's batting. More than a minute and a half has passed, or a minute and 20 seconds has passed, and Ohtani has not hit a home run. He was looking tired. He was trying to lift the ball. Everything was just line drives, but going straight down to the floor. They were more like singles and doubles that he was hitting. And then after he got the timeout, then he started to, get his groove a little bit, right? And honestly, Ohtani would have definitely not needed overtime if he would have at least hit maybe like 2 or 3 home runs. But the way that his bat was, it was more of a level swing instead of him, going with a launch angle home run swing. Now, they ended up going into two different overtimes. The first overtime, and then obviously the swing off. Juan Soto during the swing offs ended up landing all 3 of his home runs. Obviously, you get 3 swings in that swing off. Ohtani on his first attempt failed, and that's it. Game, the night was over for him. I don't know with Ohtani if he faced a lot of pressure, if it was anxiety developing up to him. I don't want to make any excuses, that wasn't the guy that I selected to win. But Juan Soto showed that, hey, you know what? I'm the power hitter over here. All right, what's it called? I can definitely be leading the league in home runs. You know, in what's it called? In any point of the season. And you know what? I should not be, what's it called? I should not be put into the backseat compared to this guy. I love the approach that Juan Soto took. Juan Soto, was dominant in that first matchup, and then he ended up moving into the second round. We also have matchups like Trevor Story versus Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo, in my opinion, as great of a power hitter he is, and he has tremendous, strength. I just felt like his swing was not very good, for the home run derby. Trevor Story being a right-hand bat, he's even said it himself. Left-handers are going to have a tough time trying to hit home runs at a high pace compared to right-handers. Story was just, raking the ball, hitting the ball over the wall in right field, just displaying his power. And, I mean, he has the advantages. I mean, he plays half his season in Coors Field, so he knew how to do that. What's it called? Story advances to the second round. We also had the matchup between Trey Mancini versus Matt Olson. Matt Olson was a player that I definitely had, possibly making it to the finals, depending if we were gonna see depending if we were gonna see somebody of the likes of wow, I am baffled right now. Depending if we were gonna see somebody like Trevor Story, competition with Matt Olson. But that didn't happen. Matt Olson, didn't make it past the first round. Trey Mancini, the big, I would say he's the second big story out of the home run derby. Mancini was displaying his power. This guy raking the ball all points of the field. All right, I was rooting for the guy. I wanted this guy to make the finals. All right, and the matchup between him and Matt Olson was phenomenal, and that was a great way to start off the home run derby. But now getting into the matchup that I was looking forward to, yes, because I am the Met fan over here. It was the defending champ Pete Alonso versus Salvador Perez. Now, many people out there were like, "Oh, this is an easy matchup for Pete Alonso." I didn't think there was going to be this much of an easy matchup, but the fact that Pete Alonso wanted to go first, right? The fact that he was like, you know what, let me take the bat and I'm gonna, start the party over here. It was home run after home run after home run after home run. This guy had, when he ended up swinging the bat, it looked like he wasn't even going all out. It maybe looked like he was going like 60% effort in, and every time he ended up connecting with the bat and ball, it was honestly just going out of the park. I mean, I've never seen home runs hit like that in Coors Field, and that's at Coors Field. Obviously, you have that competitive advantage by launching balls over the field. Pete Alonso hit 35 home runs in that first round, and we're like, wow, this is done. This is over. But even though it was done and over and Salvador Perez didn't really have much of a chance, Salvador Perez hit the second most home runs in that first round. He hit about 27. If he would have been matched up with any other player, he would have moved on to the second round. But it's just unfortunate he ended up getting the toughest matchup in Pete Alonso, because Pete Alonso lives for these moments. He loves the home run derby as much as, somebody that, should be if they're partaking in the home run derby. And going in the second round, we had Juan Soto versus Pete Alonso. You had Trevor Story versus Trey Mancini. Trevor Story just couldn't get the job done in the second round. Trey Mancini just, obviously hit more home runs, and he was just more in a groove as opposed to Trevor Story. Going into the Juan Soto Pete Alonso matchup, what's it called? Juan Soto started first. I know Alonso wanted to start off first. But I don't know, guys. I gotta say, Pete Alonso, bumping to Biggie, he was in a groove. I tweeted it out there to Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen, be prepared to open up a blank check. Be prepared to pay this guy, because this guy is he's in a groove, and you guys should definitely bump him more Biggie Smalls in Citi Field, because if that's the ingredient for Pete Alonso to start yanking home runs over the center field wall, what's it called, in City Field, then guys, start bumping more Biggie, because he was in a groove. And then after that, the night was over. He closed the curtains on Juan Soto. Going into the finals between Mancini versus Pete Alonso, Mancini, knew that he needed to start off strong. He needed to at least get a competitive advantage, but he didn't do enough, because the train himself, the polar bear, came out to play, and he just put on a show in that finals. He really didn't even need a rest break. He took a rest break within I want to say 4 more home runs left, and he was just jacking home runs. And then Pete Alonso ended up becoming the 2021 Home Run Derby champion, the 2-time defending back-to-back winner, the repeat champ, the Home Run Derby champ. Pete Alonso ends up winning the Home Run Derby, and then also incentive, he also wins $1 million. Me personally, I think Pete Alonso should do this Home Run Derby again. Try to go for the record and tie Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. gives him the trophy, puts the chain around him that says Home Run Derby champ. And Pete Alonso was enjoying. He was soaking it in. I was very happy for him. I think he might be one of the most fun contestants that we ever had in the Home Run Derby. All right, this Home Run Derby to me ends up getting inside the top 5. Obviously, for me, number 1 is that Josh Hamilton Home Run Derby that he had in the old Yankee Stadium. But yeah, guys, this was a phenomenal Home Run Derby. I truly loved it. I want to see what's your comments in the comment section below. Please hit a like and subscribe button. All right, and then tell me if you guys think if Pete Alonso should go again to partake in the Home Run Derby for next year. But yeah, guys, my food's outside. I gotta get my food. My dog's barking. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, I'm your host, Slavo Rihanna, and thank you for watching Take Your Base, and I'll see you guys later. Peace, guys.